Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube class. In this video we will see how do we rotate an array towards left circularly by factor d. Now what do I mean by this? Example, if this is the array 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 and I say d is equal to 2, that's the rotation factor circularly towards the left. Now how do we do it? Now this 30 has to be shifted 2 positions towards the left. Now this is the first position and this is the second position. Therefore 30 in the rotated array comes at what index? It comes at index 0. What about 40? You have to rotate it towards the left by 2 positions. This is the first position and this is the second position. 40 comes at index 1. Now where does 50 will come? This is the first rotated towards the left, shifted towards the left. This is the second shift towards the left. 50 comes at index 2. Now what about this 20? Now see here, this is left shift by 1. There is no second place. Now since there is no second place, it has been said circularly. Hence, you get the second place over here. Therefore, 20 comes at index 4. Now what about 10? Now there is no left position over here, hence we come here. This is the first position for 10 and this is the second position for 10. This is how the array is being rotated by factor d. Now this is used in information security algorithms. Now similarly, you try to do it yourself. If the array is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and we say the rotation factor is d is equal to 3, write down the rotated array. Yes, everyone write down the rotated array and write down on your paper how do you rotate towards the left by factor 3. Is that okay? Please pause the video and make a note of it. Then we will see how do we solve this problem. Thank you. Let us see the logic on how do we rotate this array by factor d towards the left circularly. Now this is the input array 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and we have to modify the same array. This is the expected output with the value d equal to 2. D can be 3 as well. Now first what we do, we reverse the array. We reverse the array from index 0 to d minus 1. Now what is d? 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now if I reverse from 0 to 1, if I reverse from 0 to 1, this is the first step. What would happen, say me? What would happen? 20 will come here and 10 will come here and 10 will come here. Is that okay? Now 20 is at index 0, I need at index 4. 10 is at index 1 and I need at index 3. You can get the next step as reverse the complete array. That would be the thing. But wait, what about this 30, 40 and 50? Now, if I reverse this array from index 2 to index 4. Now what is 4? What is 2 here? 2 is, I say reverse array from index d to n minus 1. N is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4 and d is 2. What will happen? What comes here? 50 will come here and 30 will go over there. 40 remains at that place because it is already rotated array. Now, if you observe these two arrays, what they are? If you observe these two arrays, they are what? Reverse of each other, right? 30 is at index 4, it should be at index 0. 20 is at index 0, it should be at index 4 and so on. Say me, what should be the third step? Say me, what should be the third step? Reverse array. Is that okay? Yes. And I need to reverse the complete array between what index? Between index 0 to what? N minus 1. Now if I reverse the complete array, what will happen? What comes here? 30 comes here and 20 goes here. Next you swap these two. 40 comes here and 10 goes over there and you see that the array is being rotated by factor d. Is that okay? Please pause the video and write down these 3 lines, and already I have given in the previous video how do you reverse the array between lower limit and upper limit. Try to use that and write down the program yourself and do line by line tracing. Please pause the video and do it, and later I'm going to write the code. But before you see the code, my recommendation is please pause the video and try to write down the code yourself. Thank you. Now let us see how do we write the program for array rotation. And already I said the algorithm. Again I'm saying, before you watch the video, please pause it and try to write down the code yourself. Okay, and declare the appropriate header files and write the prototypes at the end, whatever the file functions that we have used it. I say int main, we need an array. Again, let us say int a of 100, you can say a of 1000, 10,000, whatever it is. And what will happen, this is the main scope, this is the main scope, and in main scope you have an array A of 100 elements, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 99. Let the array name is A, and let the base address be say 1000. This is 1004, 1008, 1012, 1016, so on and so on. And I have to read the n array elements. Again I write int n, read the value of n, scanf, we say %d ampersand n, and let the value of n be say 5. I want to read 5 array elements and read the 5 array elements. How do we read the 5 array elements? We call the function read array. Which array we want to read it? Array A we want to read it. And how many array elements are there? There are n array elements, and there are n array elements, and let the array elements we say 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now after you read the array, you need to rotate the array by factor d. That means you need rotation factor as well. Hence I can write here printf enter rotation factor d. I just say enter d, you may completely write down enter rotation factor d and declare one more variable d because we are going to read it, and I write scanf %d ampersand d. Is that okay? Now let the value of d be say is equal to 2. That means I want to rotate it towards the left circularly by factor 2. And we will write one function called as rotate array. Let me write one function called as rotate array. Okay. Now say me which array I want to rotate it? Array A. How many array elements are there? There are n array elements. And by what factor I want to rotate? I want to rotate it by factor d. I want to rotate it by factor d. Is that okay? Now let us try to write that function, and as of now let the return type of the function, let it be void. The return type is void. The function name is a rotate array. The first parameter is integer one dimensional array. The next parameter is integer n, and the last parameter is the rotation factor d. And the last parameter is the rotation factor d. Now what happens? Whenever you call the function, the scope of the function gets activated. Now this is the rotate array function. There are 3 parameters. What are the 3 parameters? A, n and d. Now whenever arrays are passed to the functions, the base address gets passed, not the complete array. And what is the base address here? It is 1000. The value of n is 5 and the value of d is 2. That is what we have assumed. Now how do we rotate the array? Already I have said, to rotate the array internally we will call the reverse array function. Is that okay? Now already we have written the reverse array function. Let me write that function again, and I am not going to explain. If you want the explanation of the reverse array function between the lower limit and upper limit, please watch the another video, and the link I will give in the description section. Void. What is the function name? Let me take the function name as reverse array. The first parameter is integer array. The second parameter I have taken there is the number of array elements. Third is the lower limit, and last is the upper limit u. This function is already written in the previous video. Please watch before watching this program. The link I will give in the description section. Now what do I have written over there? I said int I is equal L, j is equal u, and I have used one more variable temp, and I said while I less than j and here we have swapped it. I said temp is equal to A of I is equal A of j, and A of j is equal temp. And what did I write over here? I said I plus plus, I said j minus minus. I said I plus plus and I write j minus. This is how we do. Now, this is the main function, this is the main. You call the rotate array function, the scope of rotate array got activated, we are in rotate array. Now what I need to do in rotate array, I will call the reverse array function. I will call the reverse array function. I have already explained it. I have to reverse the array A. The second parameter is n. How many array elements are there? There are n array elements. First time we reverse between 0 to d minus 1, therefore the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit is d minus 1. And the upper limit is d minus 1. Now what happens whenever you call the function, the scope of the function gets activated. Now which function we are calling? We are calling the reverse array function. Therefore this is the reverse array function. This is the reverse array function. How many parameters are there? There are 4 parameters. This is A, this is n, this is l, and this is u. Now what will happen? A from rotate array will be copied to A of reverse array. Now what is the value of A? The value of A is 1000. Next, n from rotate array will be copied to n of reverse array. What is the value of n in rotate array? 5. Next, 0 will be copied to L and d minus 1 will be copied to U. And what is the value of d minus 1? 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 is copied to U. This is how it looks like. Now let me do the rough work over here. What is the first line? I is equal L. Now what is the value of L? The value of L is 0. J is equal U. What is the value of U? It is equal 1. 0 less than 1? Yes sir, 0 is less than 1. And I write temp is equal to A of I. And what is A of I? It is star A plus I. And what does the compiler converts internally? Star A plus I into D. Needless to say. This is equal to star. Now we are in the reverse array function. What is the value of A in reverse array? It is 1000 plus I. What is the value of I? 0 into D. D is the size of array data type because of the pointer scaling or the pointer arithmetic. Now it is 4. Now this is equal to star 1000. Now say me what is star 1000? It means go to address 1000 and fetch the value. Now where is address 1000? Is it in reverse array function? No. Is it in rotate array function? No. It is in which function? It is in main function. Are you getting it? Now see here, main has called rotate array has called reverse array, but from reverse array I am directly accessing the array of main through the address. Now star 1000 means 10, therefore the value of temp, what does the value of temp will become? Yes, what does the value of temp will become? It becomes 10. Needless to say. Now you say star A of I is nothing but star A plus I into D. Needless to say. And I have written it directly with pointer factor, scaling and all. A of j is nothing but A plus j into D. Now what is the value of A? The value of A in the reverse array function is 1000 because we are in reverse array. Plus, what is the value of I? 0 into 4 is equal to star 1000 plus, because the value of A is 1000, 1 into 4. Now say me, what does it becomes? It becomes star 1000 is equal star 1004. Now always remember, evaluate the RHS first. Now what is star 1004? Go to address 1004 and get the value. It is in main scope, but still it gets the value. It is 20, and where we want to store 20? At address 1000. Now this is address 1000. We are storing 20. This is what the array will become at this point of time. If you want, you can call display array function over here. You can call display array function over here and verify that the array will be 20, 20, 30, 40 and 50. You can do that. Now what is the last line? A of j is equal temp. Now what is A of j? Just now I have calculated it. It is 1004. Now we say 1004 is equal to star 1004 is equal to temp, and the value of temp is 10. Now what does it mean? It means go to address 1004 and store 10. Now this is address 1004 and you store 10. Now you see that these two are reversed. We are in reverse array function. Who has called reverse array? Rotate array. Who has called rotate array? Main. But reverse array can directly access main because of the address. And now you say I plus plus, the value of I will be 1. J minus minus, the value of j will be 0. Go back. 1 less than 0 is false. You come out of this loop. Closing bracket of the function is taken as return. The scope dies. And where do you return? You return to the point from wherever it is being called. Now who has called the reverse array? Rotate array has called the reverse array. Therefore we reach this point. Now is the array rotated? No. We need to do the second step. Let's do the second step. And what is the second step? Again we call the reverse array function. Which array we want to reverse it? A. Of how many array elements? N array elements. Between what index? Between index, now we are in rotate array, between index 2 to 4. How do you get 2? It is D. And how do you get 4? It is N minus 1. This is the second line that I am writing here. Now again, what happens whenever you call the function? This is the first call to reverse. Let me write 1. That means this is the first call to reverse. Now what happens? This is the second call to reverse function. This is the second call to reverse function. Now whenever the function is called, the scope of function gets activated. Again there are 4 parameters. The first parameter is A, the next parameter is N, next is L, and the last parameter is U. Now what will happen? A from rotate array will be copied to A to reverse array. Now what is the value of A in rotate array? It is 1000. 1000 is copied over here. What is the value of N in rotate array? It is 5. 5 is copied here. D is copied to L. What is the value of D? It is 2. N minus 1 will be copied to U. What is N minus 1? 5 minus 1 is 4. Is that okay? Now again the same working will happen. Let me explain you the working line by line so that you can understand it. Now I gets the value of L. What is the value of L there? Now in this function it is 2. What is the value of J? It is 4. Is that okay? Temp is equal to A of I. I less than j, yes. Temp is A of I, and what is A of I? Star A plus I. Internally it does star A plus I into D star. What is the value of A? What is the value of A? It is 1000 plus. What is the value of I? It is 2 into 4. What is star 1000 plus 2 into 4? It is star 1008. Now what is star 1008? Where is address 1008? It is in main. Go to this address and fetch the value. What is the value over here? Here it is 30. Therefore the value of temp becomes 30. I write here. Therefore the value of temp becomes 30. Now next line is A of I is equal A of j star A plus I into D is equal star A plus j into D. This because of the pointer scaling. I am writing directly star. What is the value of A? 1000 plus. What is the value of I? 2. The value of D is 4. It is 8 is equal star 1000 plus. What is the value of J? 4. 4 plus 4 is 16. No, 4 into 4. I am sorry. 4 into 4 is 16. It becomes star 1008 is equal to star 1016. Always evaluate the RHS first, and star 1016 is 15. It is in main scope. It is 50, and where we are storing 50? Back in 1008. Therefore this becomes 50. And A of j is equal temp. Now what is the value of j? The value of j is 4. A of 4 is equal temp. The value of temp is 30. And if you need internal working, you do it yourself, you will get it. I plus plus I becomes 3, j minus minus j becomes 3. Go back, 3 less than 3 is false. You come out of this loop. Closing bracket of the function is taken as return. The scope dies. And again you return to the point from wherever it is called. Rotate array is called. Now is the array rotated? No. Now next what you need to do? You need to reverse the complete array. Hence I say reverse array. Which array you want to reverse? A. How many array elements? N array elements. Do you want to reverse the complete array? Yes. What should be the lower index? 0. What should be the upper index? n minus 1. Now I am not going to explain it again. The scope of the reverse gets activated for the third time, and what will happen, the array will be changed. This will be 30, this will be 10, 40, 10, you trace it yourself, and at the end closing bracket of the function is taken as return. And where do I go back? I go back to reverse array, rotate array. I go back to rotate array. Is the array being rotated completely? Yes. Therefore I stop here. Again the closing bracket of the function is taken as return. The rotate array function also dies, and you come back to main. And when you come back to main, now you need to verify that the array is rotated. And how do you verify that the array is rotated? You display the array. Therefore I can write here printf rotated array is. I can say printf rotated array is. And which function we call it? Yes, which function we call it? We call the display array function. Which array I want to display? A. How many array elements are there? N. And you say return 0, stop the program, and you see that the array is rotated. There is other logic as well where you use an extra array and try to do it. I leave it that logic yourself as an assignment. I hope you have understood this. A function returns to the point from wherever it is called, and who has called rotate array? Main function. Who has called reverse array? The rotate array functions. Here any modification done in reverse array is reflecting back in main. Why? Because they are passed with addresses, and I have worked out and have said how does this work. Okay, thank you friends for watching this video, and please like to my channel, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends. Thank you.